Hey guys, got something really different for you today. So I don't normally do a lot of videos on technology on Joe's Garage, but I thought I'd share this little piece of history with you. So this is a Commodore Amiga 2000, and I don't know a lot about these. This computer was released to this particular computer was manufactured when I was only like maybe 10 or 12 years old. But it's kind of cool to look and see how things have changed in the last 20, 30 years technology-wise. So a little history on this. A neighbor gave this to me, and that neighbor trash picked it from another neighbor who was moving. It appears to be virgin, untouched. You can see the case is in pretty good shape. There's no serious dents or anything. Do have the screen. I don't know that's original for this computer. Again, I don't have a lot of history. I'm not an Amiga expert. This is actually the first one I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately don't have the keyboard and mouse. That unfortunately got tossed with the trash, but I figured we'd take a look at the screen and the inside of the computer just to see what makes this thing tick and see how things have changed and since this thing was built. Now, I'm not going to try and turn it on just because, again, I am not an Amiga expert. I don't have all the tools, the diagnostic equipment, or the experience to really kind of bring one of these things back to life. I know already, just having looked inside the case, if there's a bad battery, which is leaked on the motherboard, which what I'm told is a very common issue. I'll see if that's something I feel comfortable cleaning up. Otherwise, I'll leave it to one of the experts, you guys out there that specialize in this stuff. I don't want to try to restore something I'm not qualified to do and make things worse. So without further ado, let's get a look at it a little bit. So the screen is a Commodore 1084S. Again, I don't know if it's original for this model or not, but it's what was with the unit at the trash pile. I'll show you the back of it too. So this one was made in December of 1992 in Korea. And you have your standard power connector, some adjustments for the display on the back, and a power button. Look at that physical power button. That apparently is. Oh, I thought it was sticky, but it's okay. Pretty cool. And by the way, this computer is for sale. So if anybody sees this video and is looking for Amiga parts, let me know. Leave me a note in the comments, and we'll see if we can work something out. Not looking to make tons of money on this. Hopefully, we'll help somebody. Just want to kind of cover my operational costs for Joe's Garage. So, all right, let's get into the inside of the case. I already have the screws on the side of the case taken out. Let's get the cover off. You can see it's in really good shape. No dents, no broken plastic, nothing. A couple little scuffs, but much better shape than I would expect for a computer of this age. And you see right away, this thing has a couple of accessory cards. Obviously, you see your 3.5-inch floppy drive. This appears to be a memory card here, and here we have, I think what they referred to in the old PC days as a hard card. This one is made by Great Valley Products. So it appears to be a hard drive add-on card. This looks like a SCSI cable right here, SCSI, the original SCSI. Get you close up. Let's see if we can yank this thing a little forward so you guys can actually see. Hopefully that's better. So I'll give you guys a little peek around. If anybody's interested in this computer. Again, I don't think it's really been touched much in the last umpteen years. So let's get a better look at the actual board. I believe this is a revision 6 board. So down where you're seeing copyright Commodore, probably difficult to read, but I'll read off those digits and numbers to you. So in that area it says Amiga 2000, B2000, Haney Fisher, something Rev 6. Get some under light here. Yeah, Haney Fisher, A/W, looks like 312723 Rev 6. And again, I think pretty much every Amiga of this vintage, every Amiga original in original condition has this problem. You can see down, there's the main CPU, the Motorola 68000. You can see some corrosion on the board down there from the battery. So let's start taking this apart and see if we can maybe clean some of that up, maybe take the battery out. The only reason I'm even attempting this, because again, this is kind of a collector's item, the only reason I'm attempting this is I do have some prior experience building computers from my younger years. So I feel like I'm probably more qualified than most to work on this type of stuff. But again, like I've said 1,000 times, I am not an Amiga expert. So I'm going to defer to the experts, let them fully restore this and bring it back to its glory. So let's see, does this now come loose? Okay, it looks like it does. I might need to unbolt the power supply from the back here. A couple screws that hold it to the top of the case. Or the back of the case, I'm sorry. Maybe this whole assembly will come sliding out. Maybe not. Maybe need to, yeah, it looks like I need to remove the bottom 2 screws as well. It's still remarkable what kind of condition this is in for after so many years. It's incredible. Are we free yet? Oh, there we go. So I'm going to gently set this aside. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to take a picture of how that power connector is hooked up, because I know in the olden days they went in multiple ways and only one way was right. So you can see there, back of the computer, that big bundle of yellow wires is towards the back of the computer. So let's disconnect that. Zoom you guys back out. And gently take this off. Carefuling. Jeez, what's on there? Talk about positive retention. Ow. Look at that. I gotta stop injuring myself. There we go. Now that one, unlike a PC power connector, looks like it only go on one way, so probably more careful than I need to be, but rather be safe than sorry, right? That's cool. This whole thing kind of comes out as an assembly. So I'm gonna disconnect the floppy cable, and the twist in the cable is towards the right side of the computer. That signifies pin 1 for anybody that cares about floppy drive technology. Okay, so now we can get a better view of what's going on down here. And we can see up close and personal what that battery corrosion looks like. Let me get you guys situated a little bit. There we go. Let's get you zoomed in a little bit. Oh, there's a bug. Old one. Any other identifying marks of interest in this thing? I don't see any obviously blown caps. Typically you'd see them swollen or leaking. I don't see any of that. The worst of it really appears to be the battery. And here's a better view of the motherboard markings. There you can clearly see it's a revision 6. So cool to see this and how big everything is. I mean, look how big this motherboard is. It's ginormous. This thing's only like 7 megahertz. It does look like that battery exploded, because I can see kind of a splash pattern all the way around here. Let me get some cotton swabs and maybe some, maybe a toothbrush and some alcohol, and just try to clean that up a little bit and see what things look like. Okay, so I got 3 cups. I got vinegar, water, and 99% pure isopropyl rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to start, again, hopefully this works, hopefully I don't make things worse. I'm going to start with some vinegar, which is a very mild acid. I'm just going to kind of brush some of this stuff here. And it's already starting to loosen up, I can tell. Starting to fizz a little bit. Going at it with a toothbrush here. You guys can't see what I'm doing. Whoops. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm hoping that this cleans up. Yes, dear. Hi.
Are you recording?
Yes, I'm filming the computer. This old computer.
I wanted to show you something.
Okay, well,
My YouTube channel.
yeah, okay. My daughter is trying to start her own YouTube channel. Yes.
Can you tell them to subscribe to my channel?
You have to have a channel first, dear.
I know,
Okay.
but
We'll
I
get there.
have a name for it already that I'm gonna make.
Okay. You'll have plenty of.
It's Alyssa's Gaming.
Okay. Alyssa's Gaming, everybody. You heard it. Heard it first here. So, again, I just want to get this corrosion off and see how bad the damage really is. I've seen some videos on YouTube where these are really, really badly damaged. This doesn't look that bad, though. I mean, it all just appears to be surface nonsense. I don't want to pull the CPU out. I don't have a puller for that. So again, my goal is here to just kind of clean it up as best I can and leave it to the pros. I also got some Q-tips here. Somewhere. Here they are. And we can dab some vinegar in some places we can't get with a toothbrush. I'm trying to be gentle, so perhaps the future owner of this computer is watching this video right now. I see some people take they'll take a paper towel, they'll soak it in vinegar, and they'll leave it there. I don't know if that's such a good idea. I mean, vinegar is not a strong acid, but at the same time, PCBs aren't very strong either. I wouldn't want to leave it there for hours. I'd rather scrub it, get in, get out really quick. You know what I mean? Probably a joke in there somewhere. Hopefully it didn't eat away any traces. Alright, I'm going to stay at this for a while. While that's soaking, I think I'm going to start taking some of the motherboard screws out. Actually, let's take the components out first, right? I want to do this because I want to take the motherboard out and give it a thorough cleaning. Okay, let's take our hard drive card out, or hard card as they used to call them in the PC days. What else is holding us in, right? There it goes. We have a power connector right here, some kind of 3-pin connector. It's connected like so. Down to over here. Looks like a power connector. Okay, so I'm going to unplug that. We'll set this hard drive card aside for the moment. Let's take this memory card out now. I'm going to put the screws back where I found them so I don't lose any. They don't seem to be too odd, but I know with collectors they like all original, so I want to keep it all original. Let's rock this memory card out. I'll get you close-ups on these cards as well. This one's a little tough to remove. So spiny from all the solder joints. I believe these things only came with a megabyte of memory, so this probably augments that in some way. Here's our memory card. Doesn't appear to be fully populated. We'll set that aside for a moment as well. Actually, I think now is probably a good time to get you guys close-ups of these cards. So let me take the almost empty Amiga case and set this aside for the moment. We'll get a better look at these cards while that vinegar is working its magic. Being very gentle. Okay, so this hard drive card is made by Great Valley Products, Inc. A2000 HD Series 2 Revision 4. And it has, it looks like a ROM dated 1992. The Maxter, wow, that's an old brand name. The Maxter hard drive is dated 1992. I don't see an obvious capacity marking on there. I also don't see CHS markings on there, so I'd have to look up and see how big that is. It's probably not very large though. I'm sure someone is screaming it out loud right now and saying it again when I just said that. Let's see. Alright, so we looked at that card. Seems to be in good condition front and back. I don't see any corrosion on the fingers that go into the adapter slot. I think they call it a Zorro slot on this. Let's look at the memory card. Oh wow, that's a lot of memory. Way more than I thought. No way. Can I zoom you guys in? So in the bottom left, this is so cool. So down here, I see A2000 8 megabyte RAM. Looks like it's a revision 3. Get a close-up of that. Again, I see no corrosion. I don't see any obviously blown capacitors. And that bug is there's still a bug on here. Not a software bug, like a physical bug. It's like it died about 20 years ago. Hard as a rock. Again, no obvious signs of damage that I can see. I don't know, you guys see anything? Looks like it's in really good shape. Let's look at the back. I do see a couple of bodge wires here. Doesn't quite look factory. I don't know if this was an attempt at a repair. There are the bodge wires. Doesn't look factory. I don't see any corrosion on the fingers. Wow, it's amazing how well this is preserved. So cool. Super, super cool. Okay. Let's get back to our case. Things are looking less green. At least from the battery explosion. Probably gonna need more time though. I'll stick at it. Just first pass, hit it with vinegar, cleaned it up real well, hit it with some compressed air to dry it. Looks a lot better. So I just need to clean up this area here. Looks like a big hunk on trace right there. Let's put some vinegar right on there, kind of focus it. That may have taken the bulk of the damage right there. CPU looks fairly undamaged. The CPU socket looks undamaged. Let that soak for a bit longer. Alright, let's start taking the board out. Looks like it's about 4 bajillion screws. Guess a board this big, you have to secure it well, though, right? It has to be one of the biggest motherboards I've ever seen. Not your typical mini ATX, micro ATX, mini ITX, or even an AT board. It's probably twice the size of an AT board. AT is was popular in the 90s. It's kind of an odd form factor, though. They used to put the expansion cards would be over here. They'd put the CPU right down here, right in the way. I don't know why they did that, but that's what they did. And then, was that the baby AT? Boy, I can't remember. Maybe it was a baby AT. And the AT was kind of the full-size board. I can't remember. Sorry, guys. That was a long time ago. That was when I kind of first started getting into computers, though. I used to run my own computer hardware website alongside Tom's Hardware and Anantech. I've talked to Anand, or many years ago, I talked to Anand a couple times via email. That was a long time ago. We were direct competitors. He won, though. I'm not bitter. Good for him. He had a better website. One thing I think is cool about this board is it's got personality. You know, a lot of the stuff you see made today doesn't have the personality. What do I mean by personality? Well, you know, all these chips, in addition to having a kind of an electrical engineering part number, you know, like U1 or C8, they also have people's names on them. That's Carrie, Denise, Paula, MC6800. That's not someone's name, obviously that's the processor. But I just kind of get the sense these folks took pride in their work. And, yeah, you can get that today too, but I don't think it's anything like it used to be. Do we have any additional screws holding it on? Did I miss any? Feels kind of tight still, that's what she said. Oh, did I say that out loud? Demonetized. Wait, am I allowed to say that? I don't see why not, right? I mean, if she actually said that. Alright, what's holding this thing in, guys? Did I miss a screw somewhere? Help me out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screws. I mean, if it don't fit, force it, right? Let's take this floppy cable out. And number 1 pin is towards the back of the computer. This header is not cased, but floppy cable is keyed. I forgot about that. It's only been 20 years since I've seen a floppy drive. So what is holding this thing in? It can't be screws from the bottom. No. I don't see screws here. Let's look at the back. I don't see any screws in the back. Is it gravity? Is the board that heavy? It's just so stuck from sitting there for so long. I do see kind of a patch resistor in the back. That could have been factory, though. It looks like it's pretty high quality. Maybe we have to take this and kind of bend the case a little bit. Doing those types of things always scares me. The word bend in anything with a computer is generally a bad idea. No, I don't think that's what's holding it, guys. This is just a stiffening brace to keep it rigid front to back. Let's put that back. This is not your grandpa's PC, right? Well, maybe your grandpa's PC. What am I missing, guys? Help me out. I don't see any other screws. You can't see them either if you're not looking at the computer. Let me ponder. I may have figured it out. Man, they're clever. Silly engineers. There's a screw right there that I missed. Okay, now that I removed all the screws, not just the ones that were obvious, the motherboard will hopefully come right out. Unless I missed another screw somewhere. I don't think I did, though. Feels like it's pivoting around somewhere back here. Generally, if it don't fit force, it doesn't really apply to computer parts, so we don't want to do that. Maybe I'll loosen this now. Maybe it'll help. Am I missing anything? No screw, no screw, no. Anything hidden? Come on, you Amiga guys probably know exactly what I'm forgetting to do. I can't hear you. Everything's loose. What could it be? Anybody? Bueller? I have never had this much trouble removing a motherboard before. And I have removed a few. We need to lift a little bit? Oh, there we go. Okay. Success, Houston. She's just a little stubborn. Okay, I'm going to remove this connector right here as well. So black is towards the back of the computer. Okay, motherboard is out. Oh, I see some interesting artwork on here now that I look closer. Some factory stuff and some not so factory stuff. We set this aside for a moment. Let's put all the screws back in the case so we don't lose them. Okay, got the board out, got all the screws put back in so we don't lose anything. So you can see that rework resistor right there. That looks factory, like I said. Let's see. That one there, not so much. You got a resistor coming off. Is it a resistor? Actually, it might be a cap. You have a resistor coming out this way with a leg soldered to what looks like a cap. What purpose? I don't know. This might also be some rework back here too. Hard to tell. I mean, they've improved on the manufacturing of these things so much since this board was built. It's you just don't see that kind of stuff anymore. It's still in pretty good shape though. Still no crazy, disgusting signs of damage other than the battery. There is a shield on the bottom of the board. You can see where the battery leaked. Some corrosion on the shield. A little bit on the keyboard connector too. Let me continue to clean that up. I might regret this, but I think I'm going to clip the battery just to prevent further damage, any further leaking. Just using side cutters here for use for electronics. There we go. Being careful not to damage anything other than the battery. Okay, I think we got one side of it free. On to the other side, which is a bit more difficult to get to. Let's turn this around a little bit. Get a better angle on it. I realize you guys can't see, sorry. Side cutter is no good? Why isn't it cutting? There we go. Almost got it. Just don't want to damage the board. Okay, battery's out, guys. That was the cause of all that nastiness. Put it in the recycling receptacle. We can clean that area around the battery a little bit better now. Now that we have access to that area. Alright, I think we're going to let that sit for a good while. Hopefully remove some more of that corrosion. Okay, I cleaned it up about as well as I feel comfortable doing. I don't want to go too nuts with this. I'll let someone that's more experienced than I mess with this stuff and probably do a better job of it. Leave it to the experts, right? So I looked at this area under a magnifying glass, and it looks like this area right here, that kind of long area there where there's nothing, I think that was a continuous copper trace all the way down here, or maybe not continuous all the way, but it kind of lines up with this trace. So that might be part of, you know, one of the voltage buses right there. And it looks like that trace right there is eaten away. So whoever gets this board will probably have to do some, what look to be minor repairs here, maybe just a bodge wire. Again, I'll let the buyer take care of that, because they're probably more qualified than I. How many times have I said that? 80, 90? I'm sure someone will still tell me in the comments I'm not an expert and I should be doing this though. Well, guess what? Not doing a whole lot of stuff here. I'm just doing some cleaning. So I think that's probably about it for the board. Other than this general area here, it's in very good shape. And that, you know, kind of sketchy reworking, or the resistor capacitor combo right here. That doesn't look factory, but like I said, this area does, where that resistor was patched in. Beautiful board. You could tell whoever designed it was proud of their work. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed this Commodore Amiga 2000 teardown video. If you'd like to buy any components from this computer, let me know. Again, I'm not looking to make tons and tons of money, just looking to cover some of my costs for Joe's Garage, and hopefully they go to a good owner that can use them and perhaps restore them to their full glory, right? These are pretty rare machines to find. I know a lot of people collect these things, so again, any collectors out there looking for Amiga parts, let me know. Leave something in the comments. Thanks everybody. Please stay safe, subscribe, and thanks for watching.